Let us revisit the Virtuals protocol on the base chain. It's a launchpad for AI agents, and with that model it could potentially move some of the trading volume away from the pump.fun ecosystem on Solana over to Base. Now in this video we want to talk about the potentials of buying Virtual at the current price. Is it still worth it? What's driving currently the buying and selling? We're going to look at on-chain data that most people are not considering. Now here's what everybody is looking at. It's the price of Virtual over time. We are currently at 77 cents and we are up 26% this day alone. We've got an overhang of 64% of buyers versus only 36% of sellers. And by now you probably know what Virtuals is. It is a launchpad for artificial intelligence agents that have their own token as well. The largest one is the Luna token. Now this is not the first time I talk about Virtuals on this channel. I published a video roughly 1 month ago and initially it underperformed the average video, but then as the price picked up, it tends to also do better than average. The average video, by the way, is here in gray, and the performance of that first Virtuals video is in blue. At the time, the price was 41 cents and now it is 77 cents. And so feel free to subscribe over here, right? I publish videos on various meme coins regularly on this channel. I try to pick the ones that have positive momentum and that still have enough upside potential to continue the rally. So again, the subscribe button is over here. Feel free to also potentially hit notifications because unfortunately, the tokens that have the smallest market cap, they are not really known by a lot of people. And so the algorithm doesn't really send this out to many people. And so Virtuals continues to be used. This is the number of total AI agents launched. Unfortunately, there is no real growth yet. As in, we tend to be hovering around similar levels in terms of the number of agents launched. Maybe at some point this can grow similar to pump.fun. That's the bet that a lot of people do right now, right? So overall, the number of transactions is of course going up for pump.fun, but also the number of daily transactions is going up. This is not yet true for Virtuals, unfortunately. Now here's the nice thing about the Virtuals protocol. Most of the virtual tokens are still traded on-chain. And so we can look very deep into the data. We can see who's holding this, who's selling this, what's driving the current market dynamics. So have a look at this. This is the trading volume ordered by their size. And yes, the token can be bought on Gate.io and Bybit, but the price discovery definitely still happens on-chain, on Aerodrome and on Uniswap. And so let's have a look at those holders. There are 65,000 in total, but not all holders are created equally, right? Some of them might have a few cents of the token, others might have hundreds of thousands of dollars of the token. What we've got over here is the number of retail investors versus whale investors over time. In the middle is what's in between. And the way the segregation is made is by minimum holding thresholds. So on the left side, we see the number of wallets that have at least 1,000 Virtuals tokens. We've seen an initial hype during launch, then some time where nothing really happened, and then a secondary rally that tends to accelerate now. For medium-sized retail, we see something very similar, and the relative growth is also comparable, as in we roughly 3x'd in the number of wallets with that recent run. For the whale investors, the growth is somewhat more continuous, and we also didn't triple, but only double in the number of whale investors. But still, right, those are wallets with at least $100,000 worth of the token. Let's have a look at what happened in the last month. Because the price roughly doubled, but it mainly went up in the second half of the month. Here's the number of holders over time for the last month only. And it appears as if the growth is the smoothest again for small retail. All wallet cohorts seem to be buying since the middle of the month, but retail tends to be buying the most consistently. Now here's another interesting statistic. This is the number of new wallets per day. And this also tends to rise. We can forget the latest data point because today isn't yet over, but we did have an all-time high in new traders just yesterday. We unfortunately also see a lot of new returning traders per day, but this makes sense because the token has been around for quite a while now. Instead of looking at trading volume, we can also have a look at the number of wallets that were involved per day. We segregate this by buyers and by sellers. And again, we see our two waves and we see how the second wave was way larger in terms of participants. On the right side, we've got the same kind of data, but normalized to 100% per day. And so people are always wondering, right, how can we bet on the base chain getting adoption? Because there is no base token. It's not like Solana where you can buy SOL. Base is one of the fastest growing blockchains, but unfortunately most people simply just buy Aerodrome, right? They buy the decentralized exchange token that unfortunately doesn't have that great of a tokenomics profile. But now with the virtual protocol, there is a real bet that meme coin trading or AI agent trading will move over over from Solana to Base. Have a look at the total value locked change in the last month. We can ignore Bitcoin because it's mainly driven by centralized exchanges. This is not organic. But check this out. Base grew by 31% and Solana grew by 43%. And the upside for Base might be higher because the TVL is less than half of that of Solana. And so this is the story, right? Something like pump.fun on Solana for the Base chain. Over time, more and more of the trading volume on the Solana chain got absorbed by pump.fun. We are now at 42%. Now, here's the thing. I believe that most upside potential is in the small market cap tokens. And it's especially in the meme coins. Have a look at this. In the last 7 days, what performed the best? It's all meme coins and it's hundreds of percent potentially. We talked about Chill Guy early on this channel. We talked about Bully early on this channel. We also talked about the TITS token early on this channel. So feel free to follow here. Because here's the problem. Once a token rises to a certain market cap, it takes a lot of capital again to double and triple the token. And especially for meme coins that do have a lot of risk, that can easily go down by 50-60%, you do still want to see the upside potential. And so when the market cap is already pretty high in the billions of dollars, then there is not that much upside potential, but there's still the downside potential. So the risk versus reward isn't that great. Have a look at this. This is the largest meme coins in the last week. Pretty much everything went down. Only Dogecoin went slightly up. So once a meme coin has risen to a certain level, it's time to be cautious. It might make sense to go into the tokens that are not in the billions, but only in the tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions. But the question is always, how can we pick the right small meme coin, right? There's so many small meme coins. How do we not get burned? And I believe the answer to this is wallet tracking. So the blockchain is 100% transparent. And so once we've got a wallet of a certain influencer, of somebody that moves markets, of somebody that is a top trader, of somebody that did do the right things in the past. Once we have those wallets, we've got a very nice mechanism to filter what to buy and what to sell. Have a look at this. So this is Martini Guy, and he bought the Moon token when it was still at 4066. So that was even before the listing on Radium. So that was directly on the pump.fun ecosystem platform. When he bought, his position went up by more than 4,000%. Of course, it subsequently collapsed, but that's the idea of trading, right? You don't just want to buy and hold meme coins. Meme coins are a rotation game. You want to be in as long as the momentum is positive, and you want to exit very quickly once that turns around. Have a look at this here. Another alert by the Martini Guy. He bought the Fatties token, again directly on Pump Fun. And again, a very similar development. So the purchase happened directly on the platform. Subsequently, the price went up by 1,680% and then came crashing back down. Now, what's important with buying tokens that early, with tracking other influencers, is that first of all, we have to take profit, but secondly, also we have to be somewhat diversified. We can't bet half of our portfolio on a single bet. This is very risk on. So here again, the Martini Guy. He bought Chippy, and that was at 2022. Here are his purchases. Now it's at 2016. So there are trades that don't necessarily always work out. It is a game of risk versus reward. You want to buy when the upside is still there. You don't want to buy the meme coins that are in the billions of dollars. But when going risk on like this, it's more important than with any other strategy not to lose everything, right? It's important to make small bets every now and then take profit when those make multiple X returns. And so that's why I made several tutorial videos on the topic, on risk mitigation, on portfolio diversification, of course also on-chain tracking, etc. Now I've talked about him now often enough, so here is that guy. This is Martini Guy. He's got 150,000 subscribers and we track 12 of his wallets. We did this through on-chain analytics. We found out some of his wallets. But check this out. This is Alex Becker's channel. We also track his wallets. He's got 1.5 million subscribers. Now, when he talks about a token, it puts that much attention on the token that of course the price has to rise. We've got also 12 of his wallets. We're also tracking Crypto Banter with 1.1 million subscribers. We've got 33 of their wallets. And so I really believe this is the way to get an edge in crypto. It's not just buying random tokens that are funny, that are in some kind of list of trending tokens. I think it's much more important to follow the insiders. It's to follow the early money. It's to follow the people that have more attention and that can push prices higher. I like this strategy of wallet tracking that much that I made a dedicated tutorial course on just that. So it's 8 videos in total. It's how to find influencer wallets, it's how to track them. It's also how to interpret the signals that we get from the tracking. Once we have a signal, we of course also have to discuss when should we buy, when should we sell. We have to discuss our on-chain analytics. We have to compare what kind of conclusions we come to. That's why we've got our dedicated chats on the individual altcoins as well. So feel free to check it out. It's currently $125 per month. There's also a 1-week money back guarantee. So in case you don't like premium, in case you don't learn anything, just message me within the first 7 days and I'll refund you 100%. There's really zero risk for you. And so does it make sense to buy the Virtuals token? I believe it's a nice bet on a potential expanding Base ecosystem. There aren't too many vehicles to bet on Base in general. I think the virtual protocol still does have quite a bit of upside. I do think that the market is splitting. On the one hand, there's people that just buy Bitcoin, right, where the Bitcoin dominance is rising. On the other hand, there's all the meme coin trading and AI agent trading that can give multiple X returns. And the launch pads that offer vehicles to trade with, right, where you can launch meme coins, etc. Those are the ones that have a lot of growth potential as well. They're less risky than the individual altcoins. And so an allocation to tokens like this can be potentially also higher compared to just a random meme coin. If you got some value out of this video, feel free to subscribe. I publish videos regularly. A like would be very much appreciated as well. It helps the channel grow. See you in the next video or see you in premium. Cheers.